Raise Nation. We're broadcasting live from San Antonio, Texas for the 9th annual Raise Conference. I'm Dawn Lego with OneCause, and we are turning up the volume on fundraising, innovation, and inspiration, straight from the Riverwalk to the airwaves. And riding shotgun with me is my fantastic co-host, Kevin Spikerman with Auction Packages.
Thanks, Dawn. The energy here is electric. Thousands of change makers, bold strategies sparking, and fundraising strategies that will shape the future. Over the next 2 days, we'll bring the stories, the breakthroughs, and maybe even a little Texas-sized fun. Turn it up.
It's Raise Nation Radio.
Welcome back to Raise. We have the privilege of sitting down with Steve Lausch, the Director of Product Marketing with OneCause. Steve, welcome.
Yeah, it is so good to be here with you, Kevin and Dawn.
Appreciate you being here. You have been here for a long time. So tell us about Raise, tell us about the evolution of it, and also tell us about just this year and what this year is, how it's different.
Yeah, I think it was 9 years ago. It was 75 people in a small room in Washington, D.C. And here we are years later, I think it's nearly 750 people coming together, celebrating the work of nonprofits, celebrating how to put on a great event, celebrating how fundraising works today best to move missions, motivate people, mobilize people. It is awesome. This is fantastic. So seeing the growth, Kevin, is clearly one of the most exciting parts, but the feel, I can't describe it. Dawn, you know what I'm talking about.
Indescribable this year, yes.
Yeah.
And this is year 9, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
well, actually, I missed the first one,
Okay.
but certainly I'll tell you this is the best.
Okay, so year 9, year 10 is always kind of a benchmark year. Anything you can tease for the 10th?
No.
Okay,
Good try.
This is how people get in trouble.
You tried it.
I did.
Yeah. That's good though.
What's going on at Innovation Lab?
I
Let's
know.
move it along. What's
Yeah,
going on
yeah.
at Innovation Lab? Talk to us about all the innovation that you're seeing in event fundraising. It is so exciting.
Yeah, well, as Kevin introduced me, I do work with product marketing at OneCause, and so one of my favorite things to do is talk about what we're doing to help nonprofits raise more, reach more. And so one of the things I'm most excited, I know we're short on time, is this topic of AI. And here's why it's exciting. AI, folks, is more than just a buzzword. It is affecting real lives. And maybe I'm just going to let that linger a little bit. Like it's affecting real lives because the time that it saves nonprofit professionals is real time for real people, for real friends, real family circles. It impacts them. Why? Because they save 8 hours on average setting up their auctions, which means they can spend that time, invest that time in other ways that are meaningful to that mission.
Well, tell us how.
Okay. Well,
how are they saving 8 hours? I want 8 hours saved.
I know.
How are they saving
Seriously. So there's a couple ways that we do that. And we're just getting started, Dawn. But how we've done that thus far is in preparation, we've taken the generative AI that many people are becoming more and more familiar with and placed that throughout the entire platform. So we started with item descriptions for auctions. Kevin, if you have a medium to large size auction and you are at 2 a.m. in the morning trying to come up with your 87th item description, that is a thing of the past now.
Yeah, and after a while, you get less and less effective as it goes to
sure.
2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Exactly, and you're just slapping words together and just put it out there.
You know what? Now every single one is effective. Every single one is creative. Every single one is professional and marketable and engaging, and we're seeing the bidding activity. As a result, we're seeing it increase. So, Dawn, that 8 hours is only one stat, if you will.
Yes.
Another one is that we see 25% greater engagement with our auctions, and here's the kicker. 25% greater revenue coming from it. That changes lives. Yeah. Yes.
So I have to, little problem that I have is when I'm shopping online, right? And I find this great piece of whatever.
Yeah.
And then people are recommending things on all these online sites, right?
Yeah.
And I check out a lot more than I intended to. It was one pair of shoes, but it turned into a whole outfit. We've brought that to auctions now, and it's paying off big time.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
That is what's, so to speak, under the sheets of that 25% more revenue stat that I just shared with you. So when you use OneCause for auctions, and the AI is at work for the supporter. So now we're not talking about the nonprofit saving time. We're talking about, Kevin, you being a guest at a gala, looking at your phone with your wife, and guess what? You look at an item and there are recommended lots driven by AI
Amazing.
that are shown to you so that we are not going to show you items that you're unlikely to bid on, look at, buy. You're going to see the items that you are likely to bid on and buy. And another one, Don, I'm going to give you a +1.
Oh, I love +1s.
And I'm going to go back to that medium and large auction again, because a lot of people, like, auctions are growing, is I'm not going to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll forever. Just like, Don, you're not going to do that when you're buying that outfit. But that platform, whatever it is, Amazon, whatever site you're on, is starting to figure out by your bidding activity, or excuse me, by your clicking activity, this is what Don Lego likes. I'm going to serve this up to her. We have a suggested sort that does exactly that, all driven by AI.
Yeah, well, that's amazing, because I go to 2 or 3 page breaks and then I'm done. Like, I'm just like, oh, okay, I've seen enough.
Okay,
right?
perfect example.
I don't have any more time.
Yeah, but if we could get all the ones that Kevin likes to see on page 1, or at even the top of page 1,
I would love
different
that.
story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
And I think AI it can be daunting, right? Because it's like, I don't know how it works, what it's doing. So I love that OneCause has brought that to the table, and it's already working for you.
In an intentional, purposeful, strategic way. It's working for that way already. You don't have to figure that part out.
It just works. Like,
Yes.
and I don't blame the average nonprofit for thinking AI, that's beyond me, I can't do it, because that takes coding, that takes programming. No, hit pause. We just make it work. There's no coding, there's no programming. It works for you as part of the platform.
Love, love, love.
I know it.
Now, a lot of these ideas and innovation come from where? It's not just us in a bubble. We have other people that help, called a customer advisory board.
Yes.
Can you talk about that and how that influences the product?
I mean, we do work hard to
Not
watch
discounting
the
that, of
technology
course. Yeah.
and what are the 3, 4, 5 next steps of bringing that innovation to the nonprofit world, maybe from other places in the tech world, maybe just from our own ideation. But you are exactly right. In fact, not only do we have 2 distinct customer advisory boards that I had the pleasure of working with, but they are here at Raise. At Raise.
This year.
And so we actually have a special, we call it our summit, our advisory board summit. And tomorrow we are going to get to sit down with them and have some great focus group, if you will, conversations on how we can bring that innovation that you just talked about to their nonprofits representative of the larger nonprofit space.
And we really listen. This is an opportunity where we're not presenting and showing a roadmap, right?
Yes.
We're not saying this is what's going to happen, you know, how you feel about it. We take that back seat, and we have some strong personalities, and they don't hold back.
I want strong personalities.
Yes.
I want nonprofits telling us this is what's going to make your platform more valuable for all of the nonprofits out there, because that's what we want, right?
We have to thank the CAB and the National CAB for their service, really. It's a year commitment, right?
Yeah, and I love that OneCause really tunes into their customers, right? Because I think there's a lot of software companies out there that they're just building. Because like, we got an idea, we're going to build it, right? But I think being able to tune in to the people that are here and the people that are going to be using it is absolutely key to making sure that you're getting it right.
And you know what else? We also recognize our customers. We know them, we understand them, and we love to celebrate them in that thing called the Raise Awards.
I was going to say, I know where you're going.
Yes, tell us about that.
Every year, okay, I'll do it quickly. Every year at Raise, we embark on, actually, it's an entire program, as you know, Don, and it starts way back in like April, way back in April. Here we are in September. And so we have scores and scores of nonprofits that submit for a Fundraiser of the Year award, an Innovative Nonprofit of the Year award, a Storyteller of the Year award. It is fantastic. And we have a team of over 30 judges from OneCause team members, former Raise Award winners, and some of the advisory board members we just talked about.
Wow.
And they work through I will use the word, it sounds negative, but I will say painstaking process to really give every submission its due.
And the submissions are lengthy. It's not just
lengthy.
like, you know, hey, my name and, you know, organization and mission. This is a lengthy application.
But it's all worth it, because here we are at Raise, and we get to announce 3 fundraiser of the year. You know what? They each get to take home a $500 donation to
Wow.
their nonprofit.
Not just the beautiful plaque.
Not just the beautiful plaque and their name everywhere, but also the Storyteller of the Year awards and the Innovative Nonprofit of the Year award winners, a $2,500. Those are organizational
wow.
awards.
Okay.
And OneCause is proud to present them with a $2,500
And that's annual,
donation.
every single year.
Every single year we do it. And so listen, if there's a nonprofit listening to this today, and I'm sorry, you're listening to Ray's voice right now. I've been talking a lot and having a great time. Our Fearless fundraiser party, let me just say that was fantastic last night. But listen, if you're a nonprofit hearing this podcast, you have to come look at the OneCause website, the Raise website, raise.onecause.com, around April, May, and you can apply for these awards.
Anybody can apply.
Yeah,
And we
any
have individual
nonprofit.
and organizational
Yes.
level awards.
It's
Love
a fantastic
that.
program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I love, even just walking the floor here at Raise this year, is you see the people who won, right? And you're able to talk to them and hear their story, right? But you're also able to talk and meet the CEO, Steve Johns of OneCause. Like, you really have access to a
Yes.
lot of individuals that have stories to tell. And it's
Yes.
just, it's very encouraging leaving, at the end of Raise. You have a lot of encouragement.
Thank you for that. And our people do genuinely love the nonprofit populace that is here, that is attending. And in fact, I just got tackled by a nonprofit professional this morning with a big hug. And we love it. We love it. All the way up to Steve, our CEO, as you mentioned. But it is so exciting. That's why we love Ray so much.
So let's end with this.
Yep.
What's your why, Steve Lausch?
Oh my goodness, my why. Okay. So this is how I answer that question. I am driven truly in my heart. Though it's the way I'm wired, Dawn. I love to help people. I believe.
I know that about you. I work closely with you. That is a true statement.
I love this, and I hold dearly to this belief that you and I together can accomplish more than you and I separately. And so this really feeds into why I love what I do at OneCause, because what I do and what we do at OneCause truly does help a nonprofit accomplish more. I mean, they're the professionals. They are the boots on the ground. They're changing the world one mission at a time, but together we get to do something bigger. And that's an honor.
Ah, powerful. Beautifully said. Mic drop moment. You heard it from Steve Lausch, our Director of Product Marketing here at OneCause. His why is all about you. Tune in for more coverage from Raise.
Francis Brooks, thank you for joining us here. We are live at the Raise conference, and you are here at Raise Nation Radio's podcast studio. We're excited to have you talk to us a little bit about the world of fundraising you're in. So you're at Indiana University raising money in a big higher education institute. Things are changing a lot in the sector. Fundraising
Absolutely.
is changing a lot right now. What do you think is the number one thing that organizations need to be thinking about around their fundraising?
Yeah. Well, first, let me just say thank you, Sam, so much
Yeah.
for having me today. The number one thing that fundraisers are thinking about is changing is how to make the goals that were set likely last year still land in spite
Yeah.
of all the things that have changed at the core level.
Yes.
Right? So we've seen dollars retracted from a number of different sources.
Yeah.
We've seen some foundations be able to step into that space and close those gaps,
Yeah.
but probably not at the amount they were originally awarded.
Yeah.
We've seen donors have some dilemma watching their own pocketbooks change, their long-term savings change, but their commitment remains the same.
Yeah.
And so I think I often say at the end of the day, this is about relationships. And it's about staying in great communication with no matter who your donor is, whether it's an organization, an individual, whether you're an event fundraiser. So no, in spite of those concerns, I think
Yeah.
it comes down to really relying on the core message of how do you and your donor work forward.
So I want to know about your donor. So when you think about relationships with your donor, what is working right now for you to be in front of and connect to and feel connected to your donors?
Yeah. So at IU, we're blessed to have a diversified team. My team is responsible for working specifically with major gifts, those that are $10,000 and above. And I'm coming into a role that, given just the cycle of life in university, we've been able to hire a couple of people, really figuring out where those relationships should start and then move forward. So those are personalized conversations, right? It's a matter of leaning in, introducing ourselves, really trying to figure out what is going to work best, and then aligning that to priorities with the different schools we represent. So because we aren't in one single unit, campus-wide initiatives allows us to kind of flex into really being donor-centric, where a donor says, oh, I love the library, or, oh, I had a great grad school experience. Our team is really able to flex in and hopefully make a great match between the donor and the need.
So that requires a conversation with the donor.
Absolutely.
I'm curious about those conversations because we're hearing a lot in the nonprofit space. Organizations say, I can't get a coffee meeting right now. I can't get in front of my donors right now. What are you seeing is working? Are you getting lunch dates? Are you inviting donors to events? Like, how are you getting connected to people?
I'm going to go with a tried and true answer again. I think it comes down to stewardship. That's been a meaningful way in my experience to start. And when we pick up a phone and when they don't answer, we leave a voicemail. I have the largest gift I was able to secure in the past year. I text with her. Literally we text.
I mean,
probably on a monthly basis.
Who would have thought that a decade ago, that you would be texting your donors? Yeah.
Right. That seems too forward.
Right.
We're way too close. But that's the relationship I have with her. I took a call from a donor earlier today. She's been a longstanding scholarship donor for our university. She's getting ready to finish a gift that she started several years ago. So in that case, I was reaching out to say thank you for the pledge she made several years ago. Ways that we can continue the relationship and move forward on her timing, of course.
Yeah.
And so I think it's very specific given the number of generations we see activated through the way people are giving right now.
Yeah.
This particular donor has an IRA. She needs to do a minimum qualified distribution.
Perfect.
I wouldn't even have known what that was 5 years ago, right? And so I think as we move forward in terms of how we're engaging with the people that we work with, again, it's a matter of listening to what matters to them. I'm not going to text with Marjorie. I am going to text with Tara.
Well, people get to people, and it's about meeting people where they're at. So a text might work for one donor, but not for another.
Yes. I also think, we're blessed in that we have a team that's doing that constant engagement for our annual campaign.
Yeah.
But we still have a responsibility to look at what we call the lost middle, right? And see who has been so consistent, either in their year-over-year giving or that their gifts have grown just that incremental little bit more. That still comes down to our relationship and us digging into the information we have to figure out, is there another step here? Is there another opportunity for a conversation? And not just relying on the pieces that have been tried and true.
I've been having conversations with a few folks here that have indicated that so often it's just really going back to who's already giving, who's in our donor base, how do we move and steward some of those donors. So I think even though we all want the new fancy, and AI has been a big topic of conversation here, I think there's also just that importance of people give to people and those relationships.
I would agree. The piece that I think is so interesting right now is the amplification. So Gen Z wanting instant gratification. But I made this comment earlier today. I also don't want, I'm Generation X. I don't want someone to send me an email for an event I just said I was coming to 3 days ago.
Right.
Like, do the things we know to do well. Do them well. It's not that hard to do an exclusion list on an email.
Right.
Material, old school. That's a decade process ago, right? Right. So just really incorporating things that we know, like you said, are tried and true, and taking care of donors as they really want to be taken care of.
So tell me about a myth you would debunk.
Oh, we, I think for the prep on this one, I think it's the idea that fundraisers are always on.
Oh.
That we're always ready to do the next thing. We've got this deep back pocket. I don't think enough people are aware that being a frontline fundraiser means a lot of research, head down, screen time, understanding what's been put into the CRM you use and how important that will be for someone 5 and 10 years from now. Coming into a role that has been open for whatever reason for a short time or a long time. that CRM is even more
It's
important.
gold. Yeah.
And so while I would like to think I can always be on,
Right. Wouldn't that be nice?
it's reliant on me also doing my due diligence to understand. And in my case, I'm an extrovert, but I've seen introverts be just as good because it's reliant on looking at that information you have that's been recorded and then being able to be aware of what the donors' priorities are, what their needs are now.
Yeah.
With reflection on what they did in the past.
I love that. Well, thank you for joining us here at Raise Nation Radio. Thank you for joining us at the Raise Conference. Is this your first conference?
It is my first time to attend the conference, and I will tell you, I came out of event fundraising. They certainly know how to plan a party and celebrate what we're trying to accomplish through events. Great sessions and just really lovely energy.
Great.
In a beautiful location. So thank you.
I'm glad you were here. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
It is through adventures and journeys, treasured moments made with friends and family, that we learn and experience a global community, ignite curiosity, and join together in changing lives, both our own and those impacted positively by the missions of nonprofits. What was once just a vacation becomes something far more meaningful for all involved. This is life at its fullest, and it is what we offer. We are a leading provider of the best consignment packages to nonprofits for their auctions. We partner with renowned travel and adventure companies, private residences, hotel providers, and local experts to deliver risk-free, customizable, and one-of-a-kind experiences to our valued clients. And because we share a vested mutual interest with our clients, our experienced team will deliver resources, best practices, and a strategy designed to support charitable fundraising goals. There are so many worlds to experience. We make them all possible. We are Auction Packages.
Hey everybody, Trevor Nelson with HGA Fundraising here with another episode at the Raise broadcast studio, Raise 2025, and I'm joined by my good friend, compadre, soul brother in the space as well, Kevin Spikerman. Thanks for coming, brother.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Appreciate having me.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I chose you.
I appreciate it. I really do.
No, it's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good. I figured we could chop it up. We have history here.
Yeah.
What was your first one? First raise?
It goes way back. This is the 9th year. I think I was at I'm at number 8. I maybe missed a few years here and there just because other people came, but
yeah,
I'm always kind of been tuned in.
It's like 2018, 2019, 2017, 2018.
Yeah,
so the first one was 2017, I want to say.
Yeah, in DC.
Yeah, okay. Were you at that one?
Was not at that one, was at the next one.
Okay, cool. So, gotcha. Okay, far out. Yeah, yeah. And then we met at the one 2019, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So apparently they're going to disclose where the next location is going to be today?
I believe so.
And I think Chicago's like one of the obviously options or something like that. At least I just heard rumblings.
I literally have no clue of where it's going to be. I'm not even going to.
That's my vote.
Chicago.
Chicago's rad. Yeah. I mean, San Antonio is great. We're here now. No offense. And the decision-making process, whoever's in charge of that. But Chicago's amazing.
Team does a great job. Wherever they pick is going to be great.
Totally. So. Yeah, let's just talk about that. I mean, everyone, and it's not contrived or anything like that or projected upon, everyone seems to think this particular event for folks in our space, event fundraisers, folks that need encouragement, that need the education, all those things. This is the preeminent event. What does it mean to you and your team? Yeah,
well, I think to that point, I've been to some other conferences that are put on by organizations, right? And it feels like they're fundraisers trying to put on a conference, where this is very much like professionals putting on a professional conference. And so nonprofits don't come to this and feel like they're second-class citizens. Like, it was they kind of mailed it in, but it was okay. Yeah. This is a fantastic conference, from the speakers, the lineup, the sessions. Last night, the reception they had for everybody. I mean, like, as a nonprofit, you can come and know that the red carpet's rolled out for you, and that they just do a fantastic job.
Yeah, 100%. Was interesting. And someone said this, a previous guest, who was really, really thoughtful. He's like, it's kind of like, he's talking about honestly, picking a lane, so to speak, or it's like, do what you do and do it really, really well. And I think obviously, but this is a massive undertaking, of course, right? But it's like, this is for event fundraisers. This is the lane that we chose. Like, are we going to have the phone guru on? And sure, someone's probably going to talk about major gifts, but it's all going to funnel back into that lane. I think that's just really smart, just in a general sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And all the vendors, partners that are here,
Yeah.
we're all tools in your tool chest. And it's kind of figuring out which tool do I need, which one do I need to maximize, which ones don't I need? You know, hey, we're good on that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of resources.
Yeah.
And I think for someone to come, meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked earlier on one of the podcasts. It's just, you can shake hands with the CEO of OneCause. I mean, like you have access to just fantastic people here.
Steve's a good guy.
Yeah, he's Steve. Shout out to Steve.
Like Steve.
Yeah,
The team here, speaking of that as well, it's like, and I tell them this often, no one ever leaves.
no,
It's interesting.
yeah,
I mean, you've been a part of a lot of different, different organizations.
Yeah.
I have as well. It's like,
yeah.
I'm not judging everyone's organization based on that, but just from afar looking
That
at
speaks to the culture,
it, no one ever leaves.
and that speaks to leadership, right? I think-
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that you've been exhibiting. What have you? Have you dipped in any sessions? Anything like that caught your attention? I learned something here. Just tell the audience anything like
Yeah,
that if
I
you don't mind.
think I've really a recurring theme that I keep hearing.
Yeah.
Is AI.
Okay.
Right? And I
Yeah,
think
makes
utilizing
sense.
that, but also just like run of show and being very strategic when you have your gala, your fundraiser,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of my neck of the woods is kind of the special events. But having that run of show be so strategic, right? Look at it almost like it's a TV show, right?
Yep.
TV shows, they don't just wing it when they go live. It's okay, 3 minutes here, 5 minutes here. Okay, then we're going to go into this. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think if you don't have your run of show dialed in, and not just on paper, like,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I can put it on paper and be like,
Totally.
here it is, but like, why?
Yeah.
Why is that there? Right. And I think leaning into some of the resources and some of the experts in the industry to be like, okay, how should I plan my run of show? And when should I put my fund in need and my auction? And when should I close things? Right. Just being super strategic.
Yeah.
I've also really enjoyed just the panels. I love when they put 4 or 5 people, experts in the industry, and they give their opinions and they feed off of each other. I'm not a guy who likes to like, next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yeah, let's have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
And I think that for me, the panels, like I'll sit in on any panel and walk out of there super encouraged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The education here is top notch.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Good on them for having the most thoughtful fundraisers in the space. Obviously, not everyone. There's some that haven't, that aren't here, right?
Right.
But a lot of
Yeah.
them. I've been at a lot of. Actually, I've heard a lot of people say this is my first time, or we're
Yeah.
just checking it out on both sides: fundraisers, exhibitors, potential vendors, stuff like that. And the feedback's been great because once again, the team at OneCause chose just to feed this space.
Well, first time nonprofit attendees, but also first time speakers, right?
Yeah,
a lot of
totally.
people that say, hey, it's my first time, but also my first time speaking.
Yeah.
They really have done a good job. And just some of the brightest industry. We had a lady over here yesterday that we were talking to, right? I mean, she's raised multi-millions of dollars from like 4 or 5, just the top nonprofits, right? And to be able to sit and listen to her like for an hour and ask questions, right? I'm just like, the value is amazing.
Top notch.
Yeah.
There's something really cool, really interesting. There seems to be a theme happening in our space with that information. Obviously, the information share, people aren't holding on to it. There's a lot of great new creative thoughts. There's a lot happening in the world. And I just think it's you've been in the space so long. I'm behind you a little bit, but still seen enough. Gone around the sun quite a few times now. It's a very interesting time for fundraising. And I'm an optimist.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of good
Yeah.
that we're seeing. It's a giant space, but it's still a very, very small community.
Yeah.
I'm encouraged. Long story short, and this is obviously giving me a shot in the arm to see it as well.
No,
you know?
I'm right there with you. I
Yeah.
feel like things have kind of stabilized over the last couple of years. I think over the last couple of years, it's kind of like, okay, what is the future fundraising, right?
Yeah.
I feel like now we have like charities have traction. Okay, this is the plan. This is how we're going to implement. They can start to project 2-3 years down the road.
Yeah.
Whereas I think a couple of years ago, they were like, well, I don't know what next year's going to bring.
Totally. Yeah. Different set of challenges and what have you. But yeah, really cool. And then differing opinions sometimes, but but thoughtful.
Yep.
Discord. Really, really, really good. It's been encouraging, man. I'm glad we get to do it together.
Yeah.
I told you, obviously I don't mind putting our business in the street, how happy I am that we get to do these events together.
Yeah.
It means a lot to us and our team. I know you know that. But thanking you again for that and your team. Everyone's always made us feel so welcome. The folks at OneCause do a good job of making everybody feel welcome. But yeah, appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, tell the folks where they can find you and reach out to you and all that good stuff and find out about auction packages as
Absolutely. Yes, I'm over at Auction Packages. Kevin at auctionpackages.com. Keep it super simple. But yeah, so we love supporting nonprofits. I mean, Auction Packages was founded, the founder started it because he was raising money for 30 kids that he brings down to Disney World every year called Panina's Helping Hands. And he basically brings in 20, 30 kids that have parents that have either been affected by or lost their parent in some way, because that's what happened to him when he was younger. And so he basically started doing that and turned it into, travel for charities. And we do great work. We put together trips for charities. We save them a lot of time and a lot of resources, right? And it's not just the trips that we can put in the auction and, okay, we made $1,000, we made $4,000. It's the time you save from having to procure, but really having to fulfill, right? I think we want to give time back to charities so they can go build relationships, make sure the right people are in the room, and get those sponsors.
Means more now than ever.
Absolutely. Yep.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sharing. Appreciate you being here. You know that. Thank you so much. Thanks everybody so much for tuning in. Do us a favor. Show Kevin some love. Send him an email. Send him a message on LinkedIn. All the above. Appreciate you tuning in. Over and out from the Raise Broadcast Studio 2025. We'll see you on the next episode.
In the world of nonprofit fundraising, every moment counts. You're dedicated to your mission, but are outdated tools holding you back? OneCause is here to help streamline your efforts, elevate your donors' experience, and boost your fundraising results, all in one easy-to-use platform for events, auctions, peer-to-peer, and online giving. With our integrated tools, AI-driven innovation, and our award-winning support, get ready to save time and raise more for your mission with OneCause.